random video today. Just wanted to give you guys just a little tip here. When you're watering Japanese maple trees, specifically Japanese maple trees, I know they like to stay on the drier side as far as roots go. So let me just put in perspective here. My sun travels basically right overhead, and I got a shade net. So if the sun's coming from here about noon, I'm shaded. So this is black. When sun hits black, it absorbs it. So this is all getting a lot of sun right here. It's drying out. When wetness gets hot, obviously you guys know this, when something wet gets hot, it starts to evaporate. So when this gets hot, it begins to evaporate. I just watered this tree right here because it's getting just that little bit of sunlight right there coming down on it. Now, for example, this tree behind it it's even got bonsai soil, so this stuff stays a lot drier, but this part of the container is not getting sun. So when I lift this up, I can feel if I just grab the corner right here, there's weight in the bottom of that thing. It's still heavy. It's that bottom of the container is not getting sunlight. So this tree still has wet feet. I'm not gonna water it until that tree is dry, man. It wants more. When it's dry, it's gonna start sending out roots looking for more water. That's what you want. If you keep them wet, they're just gonna stay there and rot. Same with this guy. I can tell that this top here is kind of dry. That's not necessarily a good thing, but it's got wet feet still. So sure, maybe I could have better placement on these so that they dry out more evenly. At the moment, I just don't have space for that, but just something to keep in mind. My little trees I've got in the front right here, these are dry, man. These are, I had to water these here, but for example, this guy in the back, I can tell that the bottom, maybe you could even see in there, the bottom is still, there's moisture in there still. So I found that the best way to water your Japanese maple trees is to get a feel for the weight of the container when it's dry and when it's wet. Soaking wet. For example, I just watered these, and believe it or not, they're still kind of light, but you can tell. Just get to know your trees, and disregard that piece of, sorry. Get to know your trees, and you'll be successful. Japanese maples specifically, most things acer prefer to have drier feet. I mean, these things are bone dry, man. The most important thing to remember with a tree is that if it's sitting there with just wet roots all the time, it's like your body. If you don't use it, you lose it. If it's got what it needs, which is water to grow, if it has nothing but that, like if you have nothing but satiation on your couch, you're probably not going to move. Just like those roots, if they're satiated in water, not going to move. It's when the tree, just like for example in nature, that tree, like, man, it's been a month since it's rained. It's going to start sending roots out searching for more water because it needs it. That's how you get a stronger tree. That's how you develop a root system in most of your trees. Just something to keep in mind. A little rant I felt like going on. So if you watch this video, I really appreciate it. Thanks.